Go Wayback, an intense survival game developed by the head developer of PUBG. Now, if you don't know what PUBG is, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, it was pretty much one of the original battle royales. PUBG is a great game, and the developer has been making this game for donkeys. This has been talked about since, I think, like 2019. This is something that he's wanted to do forever, and originally the concept was to create an entire Earth. But that entire Earth is your playground. You'll be able to go round, and what Prologue Go Wayback is the first iteration of the universe set in that survival game. Now, this isn't an ordinary survival game. This is not your typical, let's go build a base, do you want to build a base, man, and all of that stuff. No. This is a hardcore survival walking simulator. You start at one location, in an abandoned cabin, and you are going out hunting. Something goes wrong, and you've got to make your way back to civilization all by yourself with nothing but your bare hands and your surroundings to keep you alive. This is going to be a tough game, and yes, it is going to be a walking simulator, but it looks pretty damn good. Before we carry on, look at the graph. 92.1% of viewers are not subscribed to the channel, with just 7.9% being subscribed. Those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up. So I'd appreciate it if you are enjoying the channel and the content that we make. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more survival content. Now, this is a game that I knew a little bit about when it was first spoken about by the developer, but he's made an entirely new studio for his sort of survival escapades that he wants to take on. And then the other day, I saw an article from Games Radar, and the header of the article, as you can see, the new survival game from the creator of PUBG is an absolutely merciless wilderness experience that's aiming to be as hard a survival game as you can make. So as I've already mentioned, it's developed by PlayerUnknown Productions and published by those as well. It is going to be an early access title, and it is also single player. There is no news on when it's going to be released. The release date is currently to be announced, but it was pretty much first showcased properly with the game trailer that's on in the background on the 27th of February at IGN FanFest. They did have some playtests up and running beforehand, which started on the sign-up started on the 3rd of February. Doesn't say when they're going to end, but I'll put the link in the description down below if you do want to check that out yourself. And as I mentioned, this is basically going to be a walking simulator, but there is a good reason for that. This is the team's first project. It's called Prologue Go Wayback, and this is basically a tech test. They're going to test the machine learning-driven terrain generation technology that they've developed, which allows the instant creation of millions of maps. It's an experiment and the first of 3 games that will serve as both self-contained experiences and building blocks for the studio's ultimate project, Artemis. Project Artemis will be a massively multiplayer sandbox experience that leverages the technological advancements tested and refined in our tech demo. Preface, Undiscovered World, and Prologue Go Wayback. Now, Go Wayback is a survival adventure game that is set in the heart of the unknown, where every decision you make determines your fate. You're dropped into a vast, wild landscape armed with little more than an old weather map and the tools necessary to stay alive. Your mission is simple: reach the weather station, but how you get there and whether you survive is entirely up to you. The world will be dynamic and completely unpredictable. The weather can change at a moment's notice, forcing you to adapt to harsh storms, freezing temperatures, and the relentless forces of nature. You need to gather resources, find shelter, forage for food, and keep an eye on the horizon. The map you hold is the only guiding goal, which will tell you how to get where you need to get, the weather station, and the world is generated completely using machine technology. So every single playthrough that you have of this game will be completely different. No 2 playthroughs are going to be the same. No one will be able to tell you where to go or how to survive. There's no hand-holding, no fixed paths, and no guarantees. It's a world where preparation is key, improvisation is the difference between life and death, and shelter and warmth could be something that you seek, or food is something that you seek. Or you could make a beeline directly for your target. Maybe you'll get there starving and half dead, maybe not. The game's going to have a heavy emphasis on you making the right decisions for your journey. Will you be able to adapt to the changing weather conditions and challenges to see you to the weather station? Or will you die along the way due to the harsh storms? You'll be able to use your environment and tools to your advantage, take the vast open world to search for food and shelter that is naturally formed. And shelters aren't there for something to build and be comfortable and pretty in. They're there to keep you safe in that moment where the storm hits. You are there to keep safe, prepare, and move on and continue on your path to the weather station. You'll also be able to repair items and buildings that you find along the way, but your ultimate goal is to get to the weather station. Your ultimate goal is to get to the weather station. You're not just surviving, you're exploring the wild and trying to make it to your destination. How you get there is completely up to you. Now, they did mention Preface Undiscovered World, which is their first iteration of this technology being used properly. Now, they have said that this is basically a generated Earth that you can explore. Now, as you can see here, the comments are mostly negative. 39% of the 69 user reviews for the game are positive. Now, I have had a read through some of the comments, and it does seem like quite a lot of them are basically upset that there's no quests, no NPCs, and there's nothing to do except wander around the landscape and never progress. But yeah, I mean, if you've read it, then you'll know that this isn't a game. This is a tech demo, it's a test, and it's not there to play. You're not there to do quests. That's not what they're trying to do out of this. They're trying to see how it works, whether it goes well, or whether it's a complete bag of shite. Now, playing through it, yes, it's a tech demo, but yeah, it's just a massive open world. Now, if that's what you're signing up for, then yes, you know what you're getting. I mean, there's these little spires that are everywhere, don't really mean too much. And then you can go into sort of periscope view where you can look around. And the world is massive, and not much loads in and until you get relatively close. So, like, these pile things that are just dotted everywhere, they seem completely pointless. Like, there's nothing to them. You can't jump, you can't really do anything. You literally just run around like a tit. So, I mean, yeah. It's a tech demo. It is what it says. But if they're talking about it being groundbreaking, I mean, look at the trees, the grass, the textures on the rocks. This is all stuff that we've seen before that isn't really all too groundbreaking. Yet the idea of it randomly generating an entire world, yep, fair. But as you can see, you clip through, the trees aren't in properly. You can just wander through. And there's like waypoints which you can teleport to. Which, yeah, being able to go through the rocks, it ain't all that. So I'm hoping that Prologue Go Wayback is much better than this. This was released in the back end of December 2024 and is their first iteration of their technology of it being able to generate maps. But this is an entire planet-sized map. So it's going to take you days and days and days to run from one side to the other. But overall, yeah, quite cool. It works. Computer's not screaming its tits off. And as you can see, you've got sort of like the ring around you where nothing sort of comes in, as you can see there as we're looking around. Everything's loaded into that ring rather than it sort of being off in the distance. So as you can see off in the distance, things are there, but then you go to periscope view, there's not really much out there until you get nice and close to it. But I do understand why people were saying mostly negative things about it. A lot of the technology that's there, quite cool. A lot of the stuff that we've seen before. There's nothing too fantastical about it. Being able to generate an entire Earth is quite cool, but it looks like this is a lot more detailed. Prologue Go Wayback. As I've showed you the trailers already, they've been going in the background. Looks a lot more detailed and a lot better than what Prologue or Prelude, whatever it was, looks. So I'm quite excited for this one, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is going to be the hardest survival game ever made? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video. Let me know if there's any other survival games you want us to check out. For now, though, I've been Wide. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.